Monroe County DA Dorley, thanks so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
So you're asking, as president of the District Attorneys Association, for the legislature to provide more funding for prosecutors across the state because of changes made to the bail and discovery laws 2 years ago. They took effect in 2020 and then they were amended again, so they're still in effect in some way, shape, or form. Can you tell us where funding plays into that? Where is the need?
Sure. So if you think about all of the materials that we have to give over to the defense in order to prosecute a case, with the new change in discovery law, we now have to do it faster and quicker. For example, we have to turn everything over to the defense within 20 days if the person is in custody and 35 if the person is out of custody. Most offices, I would say, before discovery reform were operating under an automatic discovery procedure, but now it is the law, and we've got to turn this stuff over immediately. So the next step is, how do you do it? How do you get it from law enforcement? How do you get it from your witnesses? And how do you turn it over so quickly? And, you know, when you think about that, you think about technology and an infrastructure, and, you know, we need money to do that. You know, for example, most law enforcement agencies now operate with a body-worn camera. We need to get that body-worn camera evidence. We need to upload it. We need to review it, and then we need to send it out to defense attorneys as part of the discovery of the case. And then, think about it, we have to retain it, so we need extra cloud storage. So the discovery statute really has added an absolute increased a burden to all of our offices and all of our counties who rely on funding to make sure that we're able to do our job adequately and efficiently.
So last year, the legislature had allocated about $40 million for prosecutors around the state for the needs of discovery. That money was shifted from funds that were brought in by the Manhattan DA's office. It's $40 million. So I'm assuming that was not enough money to meet the need that prosecutors have because of these new laws.
Right. So when we knew when this law was coming down, we gathered together all of the 62 DAs, and we estimated that our discovery costs will increase probably close to $100 million. And, you know, that's for 62 offices. So in last year's budget, there was a provision where $40 million was to be granted for discovery and pretrial services. And that money was to come from the Manhattan DA's office, from their deferred prosecution account. That money still hasn't reached DA's offices. That's the frustrating part. You know, many of us in preparation for, you know, January of 2020 had to adjust our budget in 2019. We had to go to our counties. We had to ask for additional support. We had to ask for additional computers, technology, you know, perhaps paralegals, attorneys, in order to transition into this new discovery law. A lot of smaller counties were relying on, you know, getting some of that 40 million pot of money. So from my understanding is that money was then sent to the comptroller, and then it was given to DCJS to distribute as DCJS saw fit. A couple of weeks ago, there were grant applications given to each county where they could apply for this, basically reimbursement grant. But it ends the budget year of 2021, which ends in just a few days. You know, as DAs, we want to be progressive. We want to evolve with the times. We want to make sure that we can fulfill our obligations on discovery. But in order to do that effectively, we need money to make sure that we do it correctly and efficiently.
So do you think that $100 million number, is that what you would like to see from lawmakers? And I would assume you would like to see, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but I assume you'd like to see a system that's not so much based on reimbursement and grants, but maybe direct funding to prosecutors?
Exactly. We need money that can be handed to our offices for the purpose of, you know, being for discovery reform, so that we can use it as we see fit. Some offices' needs are not going to be the same as others. So, you know, there needs to be a little bit more freedom with this money and how each DA's office uses it. We need this funding so importantly. And another thing we have through our New York State Prosecutors Training Institute, NYPTI, we have, for those offices that don't have their own internal data and data management system. NIPD will fund, has its own system, and we need to make sure that for the counties that rely on NIPD for their case management system, that system is adequately funded.
I think there's a movement right now in the country among some populations to not add money to prosecutors and police departments, but take away money from prosecutors and police departments. And I think criminal justice advocates may say to prosecutors that instead of giving them more money, maybe this is an opportunity to look at lower level crimes and choose what you may enforce and what you may not enforce. What do you say to those people? I know that's an argument we've heard for a number of years from criminal justice advocates.
And you know what? Even the cry from the progressives that say we want prosecutors to evolve, to be more progressive, the bottom line is we need more money. We need more money to come up with diversion programs. We need more money to make sure that the bail reform laws are effective. Because right now, we don't have the best pretrial services model to assure that people who are released through appearance tickets or released on their own recognizance are notified to come back to court. So we want to make sure that we evolve in the system, but we want to make sure that we're doing it effectively. And the bottom line, I say it again and again, we need money to run programs. We need money to make sure that we're able to effectively do our jobs.
Right. It's a conversation that I think that we're going to continue having here in New York over the next couple of years as our criminal justice system continues to change, but we have to leave it there. Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley, the president of the State DA's Association. Thanks so much.
Thank you.